coming up on today's episode.
Well, good afternoon, YouTube. As you can see, the time is 1 p.m. Sitting here, watched the video this morning, Steve Leto. I don't know how many people out there watch him. He's a lawyer from Michigan, and he generally has some good law-related videos that he makes from stories in the news, practically, and people send him, links to them and things like that. But lately, he's been doing a lot of talking about AI, Chat GPT, and things like that. And so I thought, I would look into the fact to see how hard it is, or easy, as the case may be, to make a video about this or that. And as it turns out, it's really easy. I basically did a search in Google for that, and it came up with the AI response, which it does now, I guess, but in video is what it said to try, and I did. And the first attempt, I'm not even going to post that, but it basically, I just asked it to do a video about a YouTube channel, DERB. Now, it did that, but it wasn't my DERB. It was something about digital something, I don't know what it was, but it was nothing related to my channel. So I was telling Bob about it, and he decided to do it, and he had one too, and I'm going to post that in just a minute. But so I went back and did it again, and this time I did YouTube channel DERB, and then I put dash Doug's Electronic Repair Bench. And putting that extra in, basically, it found my channel because you'll see on the video what it says. And so I thought it was kind of interesting that it works somewhat. It's not perfect. A lot of the images that he used are you can see they're like Shutterstock, things like that, Getty images. They've got watermarks on them, things like that. You can pay and have them removed, but this was something that was completely free. I didn't pay anything at all for it. It did the whole video. It took about maybe 5 minutes to do the whole thing. And then you download it, and there it is. Now, I just put these in 720, just simply because it was just quicker that way. Had well, I'm not really using these, basically. I just thought it was kind of interesting to look at. So I'm going to post them first. The first up is the one I did on the DERB. And then I'll post Bob's video that he made on super heterodyne radios. And I think that's all he put in to the search was that, and it came up with how it works. So it was kind of interesting, and we'll come back and talk about it a bit after we get done. Let's go into it.
Hey there, Doug here from DRB, Doug's Electronic Repair Bench. Today I'm diving into a true classic, how to repair a vintage radio. First things first, safety always comes first. Make sure your radio is unplugged and that you've got your basic tools ready, a multimeter, soldering iron and a set of screwdrivers. Alright, let's start by opening up the case. Most vintage radios use screws on the back panel. Carefully remove them and set them aside. Now, take a moment to admire the inner workings. These old circuits are a thing of beauty. Next up, identify the problem. Common issues include faulty capacitors, resistors or tubes. Grab your multimeter and start checking each component for continuity. For capacitors, look for any bulging or leaking. That's a clear sign they need replacing. Speaking of capacitors, did you know they're often the culprits in vintage electronics? They tend to degrade over time. If you find any bad ones, desolder them carefully and replace them with new ones of the same rating. Now, onto the resistors. Using your multimeter, measure their resistance. If you spot any that are way off their marked value, swap them out. And keep an eye out for any old vacuum tubes. These can often be the reason why your radio isn't working. If you have a tube tester, now's the time to use it. Once you've replaced any faulty components, it's time to reassemble the radio. Carefully screw the back panel on again. Now, plug it in and power it up. Fingers crossed you should hear that sweet, nostalgic sound of a working vintage radio. Remember, patience and attention to detail are key when working with vintage electronics. If you enjoyed this repair guide, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to DARB for more DIY electronics tips and tricks. Thanks for watching and happy repairing.
I'm sure you've heard the news, radio tech isn't as complicated as it sounds. Today, let's break down the marvel of super heterodyne receivers. Imagine trying to pick out a single voice in a noisy room. That's what early radio receivers faced. Enter the super heterodyne receiver. This ingenious invention mixes an incoming radio signal with a locally generated frequency. Think of it as translating a foreign language into one you understand. But why? This process, called heterodyning, shifts all signals to a fixed intermediate frequency. It's like having a universal translator for all radio frequencies, making it easier to filter out noise and amplify the desired signal. In simple terms, it makes your radio smarter and more efficient. So, next time you flick on your radio, remember, there's a bit of magic working behind the scenes, all thanks to the super heterodyne receiver. Pretty cool, right?
All right, well, you can see now it is not perfect, but it's not bad. The reason I got into this, apparently Steve Leto said that a lot of people, lawyers especially, are using this to write briefs, law briefs, on their, it saves them time, obviously, and there's been quite a bit of a rumble about that from the courts because it's not exactly the lawyer doing his due diligence by researching the, case studies and things like that he needs to. And some have done that and just let ChatGPT do the whole thing and submit it like that. Same way with the, he was talking today about the police are now using it for police reports. It saves so much time that they can basically, I guess, give it, I think it's working off of video, off the body camera, and it's writing reports for that. And they say it's pretty good, so I don't know if that will hold up in court. That was Steve's main concern, but so it was just kind of interesting, I thought, anyway, to look at it and see what's out there and how it works. And so there you go. I just thought I would do that, and just something to do on this Friday because I'm waiting for some packages to arrive to get some other stuff done, and I just thought, well, it'd be something to put up as an extra. I kind of like the little extra videos. I think they're fun. They don't get a lot of views and comments, but it's just something to do. And for old Bill out there, he might like that because it'd make his work a lot easier. Yeah, I don't know, Bill. Maybe put up a video saying, old man gripes about everything. No, I'm just kidding you, Bill. But like I said, it's just, it's just kind of funny. And so if you want to play around with it, that's, it's free. Like I said, I just used my email address and put the in there, and that's all it took was, nothing, no cost at all. Now you can get paid memberships, obviously, and you get more, like I said, you get footage, stock footage that doesn't have the watermarks and things like that. It's just a much better, video quality, but I'm not planning on using this. I just was curious on how it works. So, all right, that's it. You guys have a great day. Thanks for watching, and we will talk to you later. See ya.